and everything fixed, obviously.
Yeah.
Cool. So it cost like $150 to get that done.
$150 to get that done.
Is that because of insurance?
No, it's just because I just took it to some guy over here, and then he fixed it in like an hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
Good. It's not student from UNC?
Nah, it's like the shop over there. You know where the Walgreens and the IHOP is?
Yeah, prominent.
Picasso's.
Yeah.
The CPR phone repair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I took it.
That's class. I'm glad they got that shit fixed. They ain't going off nonstop since we've been here, so I understand.
People would be having a fit. Like, especially if I didn't post it on my story yesterday, like people would just be like, "Yo, where you at? I need." I was like, "Bruh, like."
Oh, bro.
Sometimes shit be happening.
I can't wait to get into that because that's going to be speak to more of the socials. But, bro, Jared Howard, welcome to the Black Backdrop. Thank you for joining me, bro. Allow me to feature you on here for real. If you will, briefly tell the people about yourself.
My name is Jared Howard. I live in Charlotte. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I work in the music industry. I do A&R for a music tech company called Indify. I do A&R for South Coast Music Group. They have people like DaBaby, 2C, Tia Corinne, Black Zach, Big Mally. I also own my own music management company, Stray Dogs Music Group, where I manage 4 artists, and I also write for Lyrical Lemonade in my spare time.
I'm glad you can keep up with everything you do, man. It covers a lot, and again, I appreciate you allowing me to feature you on here because you're one of the people, when I first started getting into photography and visual production, one of the first people I knew that were consistent with what you did. It didn't matter what scale it was, you treated it professionally, you took it serious, and it was one of the first examples, along with Serge and everybody else in the Hustle House, of betting on yourself. And so again, thank you for being here and giving the people an update on what you're doing. So what's occupying your time these days, man? You're very busy, your phone going off the ring. What's going on, man?
For the most part, just like being like an A&R, I mean, I write whenever I can.
Yeah.
But like, you having to keep track of like whatever 4 artists you're managing and like situations that they're going through and music that you're sending them. Same thing with like working with South Coast. So like, you know, I'm A&R and Tia's stuff. She's been fun to work with. I've like been working on some stuff with Big Mally. I've been trying to set up some stuff with like 2C, 2. Really just that. With the Indie stuff, I'm really just reaching out to artists, trying to get them like funding and like find them like a budget that people can like work with and find them teams.
That's dope, man. It sounds like a lot as far as the process is concerned, and I'm learning very much about how important and how big management is for myself. So in managing yourself and then these other artists, man, I can only imagine how demanding that role is. Let's go back a little bit. Where does your passion for the music industry itself, it's not just entertainment industry to you, I'm looking at vinyls over here, so where does your passion for music come from?
I think it's like something that came about when I was really young. I mean, I just always heard music in my house. So like, I mean, Dad growing up looking at like CDs and stuff like that, listening to my family play it, I just kind of gravitated to it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really passionate in art in general. So mainly like if it's like sports, music, or art, even if like films, I'm really big into anime too. So like, if it has to do with those 4, then like I'm like, I dive deep down into it. I get really into it.
Okay.
Debates, you know, Reddit forums and all that shit.
Okay. That's where the written component comes from too. Is there an intersection where all 4 of those things meet for you? Or you just appreciate all 4 of them separately, the anime, music?
Kinda, yeah, because music and sports are simultaneously like
absolutely
linked.
Like black culture right there.
Yeah, and I mean, now that anime is more like mainstream, is a lot more cooler to people, so a lot of athletes and musicians watch. I mean, you seeing I'm wearing this Billie Eilish shirt, and she got an anime character on it. So like now, like anime is a lot more accepted. So yeah, I'd say like it intersects like a lot. I mean, I feel like a lot of things do whenever you look or you go and find people or artists that's like interested in those things too.
Okay, I like that, man. I like that. Now you're very eclectic. Just as much as I see versatility is important in photography and being behind the lens, you're very eclectic and you would enjoy a variety of music, from what I understand. And, we've had discussions about this type of stuff previously. How is it? Does it seem like you're confined to a certain genre sometimes when you're doing A&R for a specific company? And is that why you have your own management company as well, even? Or how, why not just be the A&R artist for one company, number one, and then two, how do you kind of fulfill your, wide range of musical preference when people want something seemingly a specific sound, if that's even the case?
I mean, I have because you always have people. You always have things that you'll personally listen to and personally that you'll sign. If I'm working for South Coast, they eventually want to start signing pop acts and things like that. But mostly now they're signing rappers because we got one of the biggest rappers, the Baby.
Why not?
On the team, so why not? But just as far as my musical preference, with my own management company, I did want to sign different acts because I want to showcase my ear to the world and show people how good and eclectic my taste is. With stuff like Indie File, we're onboarding pop acts, country acts, anything rap acts, anything that sounds really good, R&B acts. But I don't know. I just kind of grew up listening to everything. I kind of thank my mom for that. And I was running around with a bunch of different crowds. I played sports in high school, but I was around kids that listened to Blink-182, Green Day, things like that. I was around kids. I was listening to Gucci and T.I. and all that coming up too. So I was listening to as much as I could, just mainly because I love music.
I feel that. I think it's the idea of not being boxed in.
Yeah.
That's the part that I respect the most, is because in my mind, I'm I feel like you have to be somewhat monolithic or so focused in this one area, and you're proving that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's a thing, dude. With black people too, people kind of get caught up in being oh, that's that white stuff that you listen to. It's just black people made rock and roll and made country and all this other stuff. So it may be white people that do it, but it's the fact that y'all don't be listening to it. And it draws inspiration. You get inspiration from different things. I find if you just listen to rap all day or R&B all day, then there's only so far that you can go. Unless you're just this masterful, creative, artist. With a lot of people aren't. You used to look at somebody let's say Tyler Creator, he listened to a bunch of different genres and a bunch of different styles, so he can pull from that. Same thing with Drake. People get on him for stealing styles, but he just practicing styles with them artists so he can perfect them for themselves. But to me, I find some black people, they find it surprising that I pick one day a week where I don't listen to rap or R&B. And there are some of my friends, they just I can't do that. Yada. I was you can. It's just there's a lot. It's so many artists out there. You could listen to 2, 3, 4 artists the whole day that do rock or pop. It's not that hard.
And it covers the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Man, I think it does boil down to a matter of choice. And as of late, we have been talking a lot about. And it's not that as of late, it's just becoming more commonplace to talk about vibrations and frequency. And I think when we're talking about energy transference and what those things really mean, I think we find that the people who not just are most successful, but people who have a bit more well-roundedness, they are able to introduce these different genres to their listening palette and preference, for that matter. Real quick, I don't want to do a deep dive into that at all. We're not here to solve social issues or anything like that. Why do you think people limit themselves in such a way that they don't even recognize they're limiting themselves to just R&B and rap or whatever it is?
People in general, black people.
Whew, that's tough. I'm black, you're black. Let's talk about black people on the black side.
Dude, it's kind of I always have this conversation. It's if you just see something you grew up with your whole life, it's just black people going to therapy or something like that.
Right.
It's frowned upon, so people don't know it. Or black people drinking Henny. If Nas is rapping about it, if Prodigy rapping about it and all these other rappers from like then to now, then like that's what everybody gonna be on. Same thing with like if people throw Duce into, I mean, I know that it's Jay-Z,
right,
and I mess with it because it's Jay-Z, but like there literally could be something that's on par that maybe like $10, $15 cheaper that tastes the same as Duce, but it's the fact that you having the Duce. It's just like the 1942 thing that's going on now. I mean, I feel like just because people just so used to like just rap and like R&B, then they mainly gravitate toward that. I mean, that's not the only thing that black people listen to. Like, every now and then they may listen to like a couple artists like here and there, but then like, I mean, that's really the thing. It's just like black people don't really venture outside themselves or venture outside their own culture like that.
That's real. For anything for that matter, right? Like, it's like the difference in McDonald's and Popeyes being there versus a Whole Foods.
You seen like if black people was just, if there was like a viral thing to show like how many black people went to Whole Foods,
right?
It'll be
the wave.
The wave would be crazy. Hey. It's just like the whole like anything that has hype, like the Pokemon cards right now, or like the PS5s being sold out, or like Dunks and Jordan 1s being sold out. It's just like if you show it enough, then people is gonna gravitate to it really. But you just gotta see more like. But that's another thing. Like I don't know, it could be like hockey. Like if the league was mostly black, then more black people gonna do hockey.
Yep.
But because it's not, then like they gonna be turned off from it. That's why representation matters. Same thing with like being like doctor or a lawyer or like film directors, like seeing people like Jordan Peele. Like even though I'm a big Duke fan, but like I know that Hubert Davis just got hired as, he was like it said that he was the first black head coach at the University of North Carolina that was of major revenue. Like that's crazy. That's crazy for a school that had was the first public school to have a black kid attend their school. So like, but this is your think about all the black players that done played there, like Jordan, Rasheed Wallace, Jerry Stackhouse. Right. But this is their first black coach, and I had to think about it like Tubby Smith on Kentucky, out of the blue blood schools like Duke, Kentucky, UCLA, North Carolina, and all them. Like he was the only black coach to coach like in a blue blood school since I can remember, and that shit was like years. Like he won a chip in like 96 or 95 or something like that.
And that was a big deal.
Yeah, and that was a big deal.
Rough in how he was.
Yeah.
The formation of the Kentucky program to not wanting to play